Welcome back to InFocus Texas. It is never too late to make lifestyle changes that benefit your heart. Whether it's choosing a healthier diet, cutting out red meat, or adding a walk around the block to your routine, health experts say small changes can make a big difference. Jacqueline Kangro introduces us to a woman who decided to quit smoking for her heart. Check this out.
Come here, Ray. Look. I got food, baby girl.
Like most people, Laura Head lives a pretty busy life.
Okay, give me paw. That's my girl.
From making sure her pets are fed to cooking for her family, it seems like it's one thing after another.
Look at the colors, they're beautiful.
Though this healthy lifestyle is still a relatively new one, Laura began smoking when she was 12 years old.
For 40 years, I couldn't imagine myself not being a smoker. I mean, my whole teenage and adult life was me smoking.
But she knew something needed to change. This time last year, she went to the doctor and got worrying news about her health.
Cholesterol was high, blood pressure was a little bit high. You know, things were just not great. And I know my familial history. It reads like a nightmare.
Several members of her family have heart issues, and that caused Laura to start her journey to stop smoking. She got help from online apps and the New York State Smokers Quit line.
They offered lozenges, gum, patches, all of them, you know, just one, anything you want.
After using the original nicotine gum provided by the hotline, she's now down to about a half a stick a day.
My risk of heart attack has already dropped. I'm not sure how much in a year. My app tells me that.
And now a year without a cigarette, Laura's focusing on making healthy choices, showing anything is possible if you have the right tools.
It never is too late to quit. And so that is my best advice.
It makes life a whole lot more enjoyable.
Come here, sweetie. Come here. I know. You're so good. I know, baby.
Jacqueline Kangro, Spectrum News.
We thank Jacqueline for that report. You know, Augustine, we all have our habits. For Laura, it was smoking. For me, it's the cookies. My goodness, giving them up can be hard, but it's definitely worth it.
Well, yeah, even a slight change in your habits can have a huge impact on your health. You know, if you quit smoking for just 1 year, your risk of heart disease drops dramatically in the long term. There are so many differing ways to live a healthier life. So with more on this subject, we are joined by wellness author and SANESolution CEO, Jonathan Bailor. Jonathan, thanks so much for being on the program. Tell us, how can our diets and lifestyles impact our heart health?
I think the number one thing to keep in mind is that everything we put into our mouth has a profound impact on our body. In fact, the more we can think of food as information, the more we can understand the power, both for good and for bad, what we put in our mouths has on our life and our health.
Jonathan, there are a lot of factors that can drive people towards improving their health, but it's definitely easy to fall off or get off track for whatever reason. And there's a lot of misconceptions. What do you think is the biggest misconception about healthy living?
The biggest misconception about healthy living is that healthy is hard or unpleasant. And if you think about that for a moment, the dictionary definition of healthy is happy, vibrant, enjoying life. But we've been fed so many myths that if someone says, hey, this is a healthy option, our brain immediately says, wah, wah. So we need to reframe our approach and our ideas around healthy. And this is what we try to do in our new documentary with top doctors at Harvard Medical School called Better, is we provide a proven framework to show that healthy equals happy and enjoyable when you have the right information and tools.
And some of those things that we like to eat, like, for example, Nicole's favorite treat is cookies. There's healthier versions of those treats that we can have. So if you're talking to someone who is ready to start a healthier lifestyle, what would you say to them?
The first thing to do is to think substitution, not deprivation. It's not about giving up cookies, as you just said. It's about finding better cookies. I mean, even going from store-bought cookies to homemade cookies is a step in the right direction. And then you might be able to find recipes for using things like almond flour rather than wheat flour. And you may use 100% cacao chocolate chips rather than milk chocolate chips. You want to almost make a game of it and make gradual steps towards better over time rather than depriving yourself.
Jonathan Bailor, again, thank you so much for joining us here on InFocus Texas.
Thank you.
Well, Nicole, substitution, not deprivation. It is a good way to live your life, especially when you love treats like cookies.
I feel like this is about me and so many other Texans, but I appreciate him giving us options. That really is what it's all about, having options to look out for ourselves in the healthiest way possible. So glad he could be on the show. As always, we thank you.